verses 4 through verse number 12. And the message for today is rooted, which is our theme for 2020. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. Let's read the scripture. So it says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them." Somebody say impress them.
Impress them.
Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates. When the Lord your God brings you into the land he swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give you a land with large, flourishing cities you did not build, houses filled with all kinds of things you did not provide, wells you did not dig, and vineyards and olive groves you did not plant. Then, when you eat and are satisfied, be careful. Somebody say, be careful.
Be careful.
That you do not forget the Lord who brought you out of Egypt and out of the land of slavery. And so I want to speak this morning from this subject of rooted. What does it mean to be rooted? Among the most accomplished fables in the tribes of Africa, there's no tribe that was considered to be the strongest or best warriors or more fearsome or more intelligent than the mighty Maasai tribe in Africa. And it is perhaps surprising then to know that this is a great warrior tribe, but it's quite surprising to know that or to learn that their traditional greeting when they pass one another as Maasai warriors is Kasirian Ingera. Everybody say Kasirian Ingera. Which one would say to another when they pass by, and how are the children? So this great warrior tribe, the Maasai tribe, when they walk past one another in the village, they greet one another by saying, "And how are the children?" Look at the person next to you and say, "Neighbor,
Hey, neighbor.
and how are the children?" And it's still a traditional greeting among the Maasai today, acknowledging the high value that they put in place on their children's well-being. Even warriors with no children of their own would always give the traditional answer, "All the children are well." Everybody say, "All the children are well." Now find a person, find a partner, think, pair, share. Find a partner, right? Find a partner and partner A. Somebody be partner A. Somebody raise their hand. I'm A. I'm A. Be A. All right. And the other person is going to be B. Be B. Somebody be B. All right. Partner A. Partners A say, "And how are the children?"
And how are the children?
And partner B say, "All the children are well."
All the children are well.
So when we greet one another, going forward, somebody has to say, "And how are the children?"
How are the children?
And somebody else has to respond, "And all the children are well." Meaning, of course, that peace and safety prevail, that the priorities of protecting young people, the powerless are in place. This Maasai society has not forgotten its reason for being or its proper function and responsibility to society. All the children are well. It means that life is good. It means that the daily struggles for our existence do not preclude proper caring for our youth. And I wonder how it might affect our consciousness of our own children's welfare if our culture, if we took to greeting each other with this daily question, "And how are the children?" I wonder if we heard that question and passed it along to each other dozen times a day, if it would begin to make a difference in the reality of how children are thought of, are cared for in our own city. Right? I wonder if every adult among us, every parent, every non-parent alike, felt an equal weight for the daily care and protection of children in our community, in our town, in our state, in our city, in our country. I wonder if we could truly say without hesitation that the children are well, and yes, the children are well. I've had time to reflect and think about my life's journey and what impact I've had in the life of people. And I went to get my hair cut this weekend from one of my former students. Y'all like the cut? I know it's nice. Good. I said, your cut got to be good this week because I got something special happening. You got to give me a good cut, right? But I went to get my hair cut this weekend from one of my former students, and we just talked about old times and what it would look like to have a middle school reunion, like people have middle school reunions, but it was a good reminder that the children are doing well. Yes. I said something, he said something to me that blessed my soul when he said our school was a place that was unique, and I don't think people really understood how a group of adults treated every student at the school as if they were their own children. Amen. And I'm continually wrestling and asking myself, how are the children? And I believe that the children are the heart of God. When we started the church 11 years ago, it started out of a group of people who were all involved in the lives of young people. We had to have Adult Sunday once a month because we were having youth and teen church because we kept piling kids into our cars and trucks every week, bringing them to church after having spent the whole week with them in the classroom. It was these experiences that I reflect upon in this season of my life and the direction that he's taken the church. And I don't know if it has felt like for the past 5 years that I've had a reprieve for most of the part of working with young people. Because I've spent a lot of my time with adults and with pastors and with leaders, but I haven't spent much time with this generation. And I shared with Cynthia the other day that I went mountain biking with my fraternity as we took some teenage boys to Malibu Creek Park, and it felt like something was reignited in my heart that had been sitting dormant for a long time. And how are the children? You see, the problem that I see now is that there are some children who are not doing well. I watched a documentary, Didi and I watched a documentary this week called Foster this week because I'm facilitating a panel discussion at the end of the month for Care Portal with this pastoral luncheon, and I'm facilitating this panel discussion and with people who are fostering and adopting or who have been in the child welfare system, and I got to interview this panel, and so I got to interview this like 70 to 80-year-old grandmother who is in the film Foster. And I got to interview her this week, and she's fostered over 1,000 young people. She lives in Cerritos. She grew up, she was one of 18 children from the South. She moved to LA, now lives in Cerritos. And she wasn't able to have children. And then God did a miracle and she gave birth to her daughter. And then God then closed her womb and she couldn't have any more children, but she wanted to. And so she started fostering. And from the time that she's fostered over 1,000 kids. This young, I call her young, this young woman at heart, I think from Alabama, said, there's a crisis and the children aren't doing well, and so God's calling me to this ministry. So I got to talk to her for about an hour. Then I got to talk to this young lady whose parent was, or whose mother was on meth, and life was torn apart, and she grew up, and then she got on meth, and then she started prostituting herself at age 14. But then went into the child welfare system, and then someone from Safe Families from the church stepped in and said, we'll take care of her. She came to know Jesus, gave her life to Christ, life completely transformed, and now she's graduating with her BA. She lives up north, and I got to talk to her for about an hour to hear her story and her life and how God completely transformed her life, and now she's an advocate to get the church to be involved in that space. Then day before yesterday, I got to interview, I went to Monrovia, and for a person not to have a job, I was like, this is the first time that I get to be a full-time pastor. I've never, ever, I got a window, God's gave me a window to be a full-time pastor. Like, this experience has been incredible. I was in Monrovia the day before yesterday, and I got to interview this single dad. He and his wife went to college together. They went to APU, and then they went to Fuller, and he's white and she's black, and then they got married, and then they had a child, and as soon as their daughter was born, she was diagnosed with cancer, and then 1 year later she passed away. And so now he's raising this newborn. He was raising his newborn by himself. And then his life just went into shambles. And he was praying, saying, Lord, I can't take care of my daughter by myself. I'm a single dad. I don't know what to do. And he prayed, and he said it reminded him of Isaac, because he had his daughter, and he walked to the child welfare system and said, I can't take care of her anymore. I'm going to have to give her to you. And he said it was like the story of Isaac, where he was about to sacrifice his daughter, and right before he was about to sign the paper to the welfare system, a family stepped in and said, we'll help you take care of her. And as we were talking,